Yo, people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for All You Can Eat Chelsea, back again with the cast and crew. Big up the man there. Miz in the building. How are you doing, bro?
Doing all right, bro. Good that Chelsea's not playing for the time being. We can focus on the World Cup. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to be following a lot of the Chelsea players throughout the World Cup. In fact, yeah, except for maybe Baba Rahman. I don't really care what he's up to in the World Cup. I think he is in the World Cup.
I saw he was going. I thought that's another Chelsea watch. Good stuff.
Yeah. Besides some iffy players here and there that I don't really care too much, but predominantly it'll be exciting to follow the Chelsea players. And of course, I'm going to follow Australia, see how they go, and Germany. I think these are, and Morocco, man. Hakim Ziyech, come on. I have to follow Morocco.
Habibi.
Very interesting.
Habibi. Don't let Habibi
Habibi's got to be followed, bro.
Habibi scored one hell of a goal recently. One hell of a goal.
Incredible. I'm not surprised about it.
You're not surprised.
He's known for this kind of magic, isn't he?
Yeah, he loves these type of goals. I don't think he scores normal goals, to be fair. Younes, bro, talk to me. How you feeling? I know, we have no nation to rep, but who are we picking? I mean, who are you repping in this tournament? Is it going to be England? Yeah?
No, it's coming home. It's coming home. What are you on about?
Algeria.
It's coming home.
No Algeria. I thought you might change it up.
I'm gutted at the fact there's no Algeria here, man. We were. Oh, no, don't remind me. Oh my god. But
Younes is a staunch Pommy supporter. He's staunch English supporter. He really is.
Oh no, now I am 100%. Now it's coming home. You know what's crazy? I don't know if you guys saw the images, but I think was it Eric Dyer? I think when the lads came out of the airport in Qatar, they realized that I think it was Eric Dyer was holding an empty bag, an empty
Declan Rice.
luggage.
No, Declan Rice brought extra.
Was it Declan Rice?
Declan Rice brought extra suitcase.
Declan Rice. Yes. Yeah. Why did he do that?
Why?
Oh, because it's coming home.
Because it's coming home, and we need to put it somewhere.
What is?
The World Cup. We're bringing
England,
it home.
England are coming home. England,
you know what I mean?
England are coming home.
We brought extra luggage.
Wow.
Plane's getting switched off because we're going to be there a long time. Extra luggage is there to bring back the trophy. It's coming home, people.
Bro, what you guys do in the...
Or we're going to be shopping at duty free and take some extra stuff back.
What did you guys do in the... what's that competition that just happened not that long ago? What do you call it? Nations League or something?
Nations League? Oh, Nations League. Yeah.
No one needs to know about that. No one needs to. No, don't know what you're talking about. Don't know what you're talking about. Don't know what you're talking about, mate. What's that?
I'm pretty sure you're in the second tier now. You got relegated.
League of Nations? I've never heard of that.
Oh god. Well, guys, listen. I mean, I'm still. I mean, really, my biggest reps right now are the teams that I've got in sweepstakes and whatnot. Belgium and France in different capacities. I've got to hope that they'll do well. And yeah, for me as well, and for us, this is our last show before the Premier League kicks back off again after Christmas. We're taking a bit of a break. And yeah, I think it's it's going to be good for you guys, because I know when you come back, then you're going to be, yo, where is my show? Give me my show. But during the World Cup, we're going to take a bit of a break. There's no Chelsea. Going to fully focus on our World Cup content. And this show's been going for almost 2 years straight. And I appreciate the boys' commitment. Do you know what I mean? Week in, week out, they're here for me. Here for us as a show, man. So I really appreciate it. And I think the break is well overdue. You know what I mean? And then we come back and we're firing again when Chelsea play. And hopefully Chelsea, it's a different Chelsea. Hopefully what we just saw was just just a bit of a prank. Do you know what I mean? And we come back and it becomes serious again. I mean, listen, if we start with Habibi, I mean, if we could review a bit of what these guys have done and then talk about their World Cup coming up. And it's the complete polar opposites for Habibi, because we've not really seen him. So we can't really even criticize him, to be honest. I couldn't. I think he was brilliant against Man City in the last game that he got. And then now we're going to see him in the World Cup. And it seems like, I think that motivation of not playing a lot and probably on his way out, just because he's not getting game time. It doesn't seem to be part of Potter's plans. Otherwise, he would have played, you would assume, against Newcastle, considering the performance against Man City. if Habibi's on his way out, this World Cup, really, it could be a great opportunity for him to showcase his talents. I think he's going to be very motivated. Obviously, he fell out with the coach. Then he managed to get himself back into the team. And
the coach is gone.
Yeah,
because the coach is gone.
They switched. Yeah, Halilhodzic is gone. So.
There you go. And now after scoring a mad goal like that, it seems like he's more than excited and motivated to do a great World Cup. I think every player is motivated to do a good World Cup. If anything, in the Premier League, they're trying to take themselves out of challenges and go a little bit easier to get to this World Cup. And he's in his prime in terms of his age. His group, you know, his group is a group that I think they can qualify from. You know, in Group F, I'll go through it before I go to you, Miss. Belgium, Canada, Morocco, and Croatia. Yeah, I think he can get through that.
Do you know what?
And then,
do you know what? Morocco, like I've watched a bit of Morocco ever since, you know, Ziyech has been a Chelsea player and whatnot. It's been an extra more sort of interest. They play with a lot of flair, man. Like, I mean, Younes would know from the African Cup of Nations. I didn't get to watch too much because it was just odd times for me. They play with a lot of flair. And who'd you say in their group, Matisse? Belgium, Canada?
So I'll go through their group. This is live, people. This is live. Get your comments in. We're going to do predictions and all these things, right? A little bit of a Chelsea World Cup preview. Belgium, Canada, Morocco, and Croatia. Now, Croatia...
They're a big chance, man.
Yeah, I think they got a chance.
They're a big chance. I think Canada, they can definitely get 3 points from that. And maybe Croatia, I don't know, disrespect. Obviously, Croatia is a very good team, but maybe an aging team, perhaps.
Yeah, I think so.
Morocco, flair team. And Belgium, I don't know, man. They've been a bit iffy. They just lost against Egypt last night as well. I know it's a practice game.
Yeah, Belgium defense is not great, bro. I'm not going to lie. It's not great.
It's not at all. Egypt put them to the sword. And Egypt aren't even there.
And teams like Morocco, some of their players would want to have a really good World Cup to set their careers up. Do you know what I mean? Like some of those players probably will be looking to get moves all across Europe and whatnot. Especially Hakim Ziyech, he's got a added motivation. The fact that he's not played enough for Chelsea Football Club. And he's potentially looking for a move out in January. There's a perfect opportunity for him to really rise up. But some other players as well in Morocco, I'm pretty sure will do their level best to be seen in the world stage and could potentially end up getting a big contract elsewhere. So, big time opportunity for Morocco to do well. And I think Hakim Ziyech will potentially be the center of that success, hopefully.
I mean, Younes obviously being Algerian, is there a bit of rivalry there? You don't want them to go through, maybe, or do you want them to go through just to see? I mean, I guess the continent of Africa, all of them do well. Is it rivalry?
Yeah, and I mean, to be honest, I'm looking at all the African teams. There's when it comes to that, there's no like rivalry or no, you're next to us, so we hate you. That's primarily an English thing. It's a Premier League thing, maybe at club level at some other countries, but on an international stage, like especially, I can only speak for us. When we see Morocco, Tunisia, our next door neighbors, everyone supports each other. So I want Morocco to go all the way. I want Tunisia to go all the way. I'll be looking for them, and even the other African countries. With Cameroon, there's a little bit of an issue because of the way that things happen. There's internal things, and I know a lot of Algerians are not looking at Cameroon to go as far as they possibly could because of what went down. But no, with Morocco, Tunisia, even the other Africans, everyone is backing each other. So I honestly, when I look at Morocco, they are, aside after Senegal, I look at Morocco as the next best African team, and technically they've got ballers. It's just a matter of them being coached and being put in a way where they can blend together properly and given a certain level of freedom. Their coach that they have is a very, very good coach. Obviously, they got rid of Halilhodzic, and that's why Ziyech walked back into the team because he retired. Yep. There was no way in for him. Then he just thought, I'm not going back. Halilhodzic is gone. He's come back into the team. That's why my dad at the training session gave him a little like, oh, so now you're going to the World Cup. And he went, yeah, because we know that they know about Halilhodzic and why he's going to the World Cup. And with the coach that they have now, he is a former Morocco international. He's a African Champions League winner with Wydad Casablanca, I think is the last Moroccan Champions League winner. He's got a good CV and he's got a good blend of players, and I think Morocco can do well. I'm looking at Belgium, obviously our favourites. Croatia, we know last World Cup went to the final. They've got a good team. It's going to be hard, but Morocco definitely have a chance.
I'm looking at this Moroccan team, and
Do you know
mentioned
what?
obviously some big names as well. Go on, Miz.
I was just going to say the weather will probably benefit Morocco. The hot weather over there in Qatar, might be sort of like a home ground advantage.
I mean, a lot of their players come from abroad. They've only got, I think, 3 or 4 local players from Morocco that can probably just deal with heat, not a problem. The rest all play in Europe. So, and it's pretty much kind of the same for all the other African countries. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Cameroon are the only ones that are really taking quite a few local players, if I'm not mistaken. So talking about heat, they might be the best ones suited. But Morocco, I think a lot of them play in top clubs around Europe. So heat's going to it's going to affect everyone, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say that they have got some quality players. In their last game against Georgia, they played a back 3. I don't know if they're going to keep playing a back 3 or if that's something they usually do. But obviously, to get Hakimi and Mazouari in the team will be crucial, because they're some of the best players that they've got. And then they got Aguerd as well. Aguerd, who's not really played for West Ham. I think he's been mainly injured, but he isn't obviously. He's obviously in this squad. But I was looking forward to seeing what Aguerd would do. He's only 22. He's come from League last year, but he's at West Ham. And then you got, like I said, then you got Ziyech, and that's the key attacker who makes everything tick going forward. A
Moroccan player to watch out for, just to say, Amrabat.
Okay.
Amrabat of Fiorentina.
Yeah, Amrabat.
He played. I think he played at. He was at the Arab Cup, the FIFA Arab Cup, the first Arab Cup that they done. I think Amrabat did play during that, and he impressed. So
okay, and he's second vice captain behind Ziyech. Okay, so he's got quite an influential role. I mean, people were saying.
Do you guys remember the Southampton? Do you guys remember the Southampton player, Boufal?
Boufal, he's in the squad. Yeah.
Yes, Boufal. Yes, good point. Yeah, I remember him. Yeah. He didn't play too much for Southampton, but he was there for a little while, wasn't he?
A little while, yeah.
He plays for Angers now in France.
Yeah.
But yeah, they got some decent players here. I was going to say that with Belgium, because obviously people are talking about Belgium. I've got them in a sweepstake for DR. I don't think Belgium will do anything in this tournament significant, to be honest, because their defense is so poor. They got so many aging defenders. They got Vertonghen is still there from Anderlecht. They got Alderweireld from Antwerp. They're still part of that defense. Do you know what I mean? They're both 33, 35. Obviously, Courtois in goal is great, but the defense is aging. They look like they're probably going to be starters. It's not a great defense at all. That whole defense is made up of Antwerp, Anderlecht, a player that doesn't start at Leicester, 2 players that don't start at Leicester City, 2 Anderlecht, 1 Antwerp, and 1 Rennes, and then Dortmund. In Thomas Meunier, and it's just not great. But obviously, going forward, there's exciting players. You've got Trossard, you've got who's been linked with us. I guess we'll be looking at Trossard in this tournament just to see if he steps up to international level, because he's been linked with us quite a bit. Lukaku's there; he's still currently owned by us as well. Outside of that, we don't really have any players to really keep an eye on at Belgium. With Croatia, though, we were speaking about Croatia as well. Kovacic is there, but he's had so many injury issues recently. I don't know what level of cover we're going to get, guys. I know that the famous Brozovic, Modric cover midfield, but with the injury issues, I mean, Miz, what do you think Croatia can really do in this tournament? Anything special?
I mean, they're a tough team to always to face. They've got a very good structure, well coached as well. But yeah, man, like they're aging, aren't they? Great midfield, Brozovic, Modric, any given day, he's going to be able to split open a defense. So that's Modric for you. Up front, do they have that Dinamo Zagreb striker that scored against us, Orisic or something? I think he's there. So that could be interesting.
Perisic from Tottenham's there, yeah.
Yeah.
He is there, yeah. Osic, isn't it? From Dinamo Zagreb. Yeah, both the Dinamo Zagreb strikers are there. The one that scored against us at Stamford Bridge, was it Stamford Bridge? Aspilicueta lost his man, and then Osic headed it back across.
Yeah.
He's there as well. Both of them are there. Yeah, both of them are there. Are you
The other
keeping an eye on
interesting
him?
factor will be to look out for Vardio, Josko Vardio, who we linked with.
Yes,
Yeah,
true.
that's
That'll be
true.
interesting
Very
to
true.
see that.
Yeah, another player that we've been linked with heavily. Very good point. Very, very good point. Who are the dark horses to win the World Cup for you guys? I mean, my dark horse is not in this group, so I'm going to wait until we get to the group to say. But my dark horse is not in this group personally. Although there are, you know, I think Morocco could come out of this group personally. If I was to do a prediction, I think I had Morocco and I also had
Belgium or Croatia?
Belgium. I had Belgium. I think Croatia's they got an aging team. There's a couple young stars in there, but most of their best players seem to be the oldest ones. So I'm not sure about them, to be honest. It's going to be close. It's going to be close between them. Obviously, Canada's there, but I don't know about Canada either. I'm not sure about them. I haven't been following Canada and how they've been doing. I was baited into thinking that Alphonso Davies would be in there.
Do you know what, Matisse? Canada's actually got a couple of alright players. Alphonso Davies from Bayern.
Yeah, Davies is there.
Jonathan David from
Lille.
From Lille. So it's a couple of decent players there.
Yeah,
and they've qualified for the first time in flipping. Is it their first time ever? Or was it the first time in like decades or something like that?
First time after
a big occasion for them.
Time, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see them. They do. They got a lot of Toronto players.
They normally like, I don't know if you guys have seen Russell Peters. He's like, you know, because he's Canadian. He's like, normally when it comes to the World Cup, we just, you know, we tell the United States, are you guys going? Okay, no, we'll stay back and clean up. You guys can go. Like, it's just a case of just. And now they're tagging along. Like, now we're coming this time, guys.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that's mad. Man said they're usually on the cleanup crew. They're on the cleanup crew. So yeah, we got quite a few people to keep an eye on in that group. Let's go through some of the chat saying Lamptey's at Ghana now as well. Yeah,
big up to Lamptey for that.
Yeah, there's quite a few people.
Hudson-Odoi, take note.
He's not there. Yeah, unfortunately, I think
he had the chance. He had the chance.
Yeah, he had the chance.
Why didn't he take up the Ghanaian opportunity?
He's waiting for England.
I think he said maybe, but I think he also said he wanted to focus on his club career. But I don't know how you're missing a World Cup to focus on your club career. I don't get that at all.
That's mad from him. He's waiting for England. Sancho doesn't even get into England anymore. Like,
yeah, it's surprising. Canada topped the CONCACAF group. Don't underestimate them.
That is true.
That is true. There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, I've started in Group F, which makes no sense, but it's because I wanted to start with Ziyech, doing the madness. So we may as well just go down and then go back up. I mean, Brazil, Group G, Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, Cameroon. So obviously at Switzerland, we've got Zakaria to watch. And in terms of his season, you know, he's basically not really played. The few times he has played, he's looked pretty decent considering the minutes accumulated. But I am keeping an eye on definitely for Switzerland just to see if he has a great tournament because he's in a big group. Serbia got a lot of underrated. They got some players. Serbia. I think I think I had them to come out of this group just because Mitrovic and Said was gassing them up. I never really thought about Serbia too much. Their last game they won 5-1 against Bahrain.
Dusan Tadic, I think Tadic is Serbian. Mitrovic, Vlahovic. I think Vlahovic is also.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the team up.
That's a very good team, man. That's a stunning team, actually.
So in terms of they got Jovic, remember him from? He was linked with us when he was at Frankfurt. He went to Real Madrid. Now he's at
Luka Jovic.
His career has passed him by quickly. Mitrovic, Vlahovic. So their strike force is serious. And then you got Mikovic, Savic, like you said, Kostic as well at Juventus, the left wing back. Everybody was looking at Frankfurt.
It's a serious team, bro.
Yeah, Tadic. So it's a proper team, yeah. It's a proper team. And they're all playing, you know, quite a lot of them in the top 5 leagues. So yeah, it's a very experienced team. So I'm interested to see how that works. And then of course, you know, Brazil. I mean, we don't have. Do we have anybody from Brazil? Usually we do.
Thiago Silva.
Is that it though? Isn't it?
That's it.
Yeah,
you know, this is probably why we're so bad. Is we don't have
We
enough
used to have about
Brazilians.
5.
Yeah, that's probably
Yeah,
it because we don't have enough Brazilian players.
we need more Brazilians, man. We need more Brazilians. I mean, hopefully, if Endrick, I don't know if it's ever going to happen, but that could be a start of a whole new batch of Brazilians to come through.
Yeah, true.
But Brazil's going to paste every team in that group, man. They're going to be in a madness. This is it for a lot of those Brazilian players. I don't know whether Neymar is going to stick around for another World Cup. Thiago Silva definitely last World Cup. Dani Alves, last World Cup for sure. Brazil, they've got world-class player, 2 world-class players in every position. Every position, 2 world-class players. That's mad.
Their depth is stupid.
Apart from the fullbacks, I would say the fullbacks are pretty
fullbacks,
weak.
yes. Yeah.
They got like Alexandro, Dani Alves. These are like the old good players. They used to be good. Alex Telles as well.
Yeah,
I'd say fullbacks is where they're weak. Delino, who was swapped for Cancelo at Man City. He's now at Juventus, obviously, as well. So the fullbacks are very, very poor. Centre backs are great. You know, Silva, Marquinhos, Militao, and Bremer. That's brilliant. You know, even Gabriel, who's had a brilliant season at Arsenal, is missing out on that. He's been really strong for them. So they got good centre backs. I mean, these are my favourites, Younes. I don't know. Are they your favourites, or are we going to hear
Brazil?
Yeah.
100%
Argentina.
my favourites.
They're your favourites, okay.
Favorites. Yeah. I expect Argentina to go quite far too. I think ideally Brazil-Argentina final, although I think the way that the tree might actually get to the final, they won't meet in the final. I think possibly a semi. So, yes, I'm going Brazil to win the whole thing, to be honest. So I think they're going to blast through this group with maybe not with ease, but comfortably.
Yeah, it's mad. There's only one Chelsea player in there. Is there any Chelsea linked players to keep an eye on? I don't think there is. To be honest,
not in this. Why in this group? No.
Not in this Brazil team for sure.
And not in the Brazil team. No,
not for Cameroon, not for Serbia. Yeah, it's only Zakaria or bust. It's Zakaria and Thiago Silva, and that's it. To really keep an eye on.
And do you know what? Zakaria, last I saw, doesn't even start for Switzerland either. So it'll be interesting to see if he does get minutes. These are heavyweight teams that Zakaria is going to have to come across. Like Cameroon ain't going to be easy either. But I do suspect Switzerland will come out of this as well, along with Brazil. I think Serbia might just miss out because Switzerland, proper team. They're a team. Do you know what I mean? Like they play very good as a unit. Serbia, yes, there's a lot of names, good names, but I don't know if their record is that great when it comes to international level, like competition, football. Switzerland, however, they've actually got a decent record in competitions. Didn't they beat France in the Euros last time?
Yeah, they did. They knocked out France.
Everyone.
Yeah. They got Sommer in goal. We know him. Xhaka, Shaqiri.
And when they moments away in the quarterfinals as well, who they play in the quarterfinals? Was it Italy or Spain?
I think it's Spain.
Away from that
Spain
game
on penalties.
as well.
Was it not Spain on penalties?
Spain on penalties. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Spain on penalties as well. Yeah.
But someone's saying here, since the Euros, Switzerland have been poor. Serbia are dogs. They topped their group over Portugal. So maybe group stages form, I don't know, might come into this.
Maybe.
But last couple of games, Xhaka's been starting in midfield. Zakaria hasn't started the last couple of games. Maybe he came on off the bench.
Yep. The thing with, I say Serbia in this group, to be honest, that those countries that are in that region should never be underestimated. Ex-Yugoslavia have always been flipping, when you're looking at Croatia and Serbia and all of those sort of countries in and around there, they are ballers. But as I've said, I agree with Miz. I think Serbia going into a competition, yes, they might have talent. They might have a little bit of grit, but to go far, I don't think they'll have consistency. So Switzerland probably going through with Brazil. That's as far as I see it.
I think if you was going to bring it back to Brazil, because I think this is interesting to see who everybody's front four is maybe, but obviously I think Casemiro and Bruno Guimaraes for me would be the double pivot on form over Fred, over Paqueta, over Fabinho.
Easily.
So for me, that's slotted in. I know Fred and Casemiro got a great record together, as Saeed always tells me, but I'm sorry, Bruno Gomes has to start in this team. But then in the front four, I think everybody here would go with Neymar in the attacking midfield cam position, right? In the heartbeat of the team. But
for sure,
what is the front three in terms of the right winger, the left winger, and the striker? I'm gonna go through the names. I want to see what you guys' front three is. You got Richarlison. Now, in terms of name status, not the biggest, but his record recently with Brazil is ridiculous. 17 goals in 38 caps. So he's on serious form. Hence why he's there. Rafinha at Barcelona. I don't know, Miz, how it's been going for your for Barcelona and Rafinha recently.
Not good, bro. Not good.
Not good. I'm hearing
calma.
I'm hearing bad things. Gabriel Jesus at Arsenal. You got Anthony at Manchester United, who's obviously just coming back from the injury. Vinicius, I feel like he's going to be in everybody's team. Rodrigo, Pedro from Flamengo, and then Martinelli as well, Arsenal. I mean, it's tough.
Damn.
I'm going with undoubtedly, firstly, Vinicius Jr. on the left side. There's no doubt about that. I think this is a World Cup. I think Vinicius Jr. is going to put his name down. Like, this is the Vinicius era starting right here.
Yeah.
So him on the left side. Obviously, Neymar, as you said, is a number 10 position behind the middleman, who I would actually go with Gabriel Jesus. I think he plays that role really well. I know he hasn't been scoring enough goals for Arsenal, but the stuff that he does in regards to contributing elsewhere is priceless. I think Brazil will really cherish that. And on the right side, I'd go with Rodrigo. Go with Vinicius and Rodrigo, Real Madrid combination in either flanks. Rodrigo's been flying this season for Real Madrid as well. He's been doing really well. But look at the people they've got available to come off the bench. Gabriel Martinelli is probably the best
It's not bad, is
Premier League winger at the moment for me.
At the moment, yeah.
Then they've got Richarlison, as you said, banging goals for fun for Brazil.
Yeah, he's the star at the moment on that side, and then I think Rafinha starts on the right.
And you know what? As bad as Rafinha's stats look for Barcelona, there was a report I was reading the other day. He's apparently he has created a lot of chances. It's just not gone in as well from Barcelona's point of view. Yeah. So, and Anthony, oh my God, too much. Too much.
We haven't even mentioned Anthony. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, that is true. It's really difficult to pick a four. I mean, Neymar is obviously going to be there, but the other three, it's so difficult. I agree with Miz thinking that the Real Madrid combination is probably best. I suspect what I think Brazil will do is have Vinicius. I want to say Rafinha will be selected on the right. And then up top, either Jesus or Richarlison. Personally, for me, I would go Vinicius, Gabriel Jesus. I would love to see Martinelli. I just think that bond that they've been having here is something you need to take to Brazil because they're on form. They're on big form. And when you're playing competition or tournament football, you need form. Yeah. So I'm curious to see. But Brazil will probably do that if they need to bring Martinelli off the bench or something. Their depth is stupid. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, it really is ridiculously stupid up there. And you could say any of those players could create something out of nothing as well. Very unpredictable forwards. In Group H, Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay. People have been asking who my underdog is. This is where they come from, is Uruguay. My underdog would be Uruguay for this one. I just have. It was.
Hang on, to get through the group or to win the World Cup?
People are looking for dark horse for the World Cup, so that means not a team that are top 7, top 6 seeded.
Oh, you reckon Uruguay?
That's why I would go with Uruguay as a dark horse. I don't think they're going to win it, but I think they could go far. When we're talking about the temperatures that everybody's talking about as well, that a lot of their players will probably be used to it. But also Valverde in that Uruguay team right now. I mean, he's probably he could be right now the best midfielder in the world. He's definitely up there, and he can do everything. So I need to go through and double check their team. I know most of their players now, but I do feel like that team could do something special. You got Younes from Atletico Madrid. Diego Godin is still there somehow.
Yeah.
So those two had a mad partnership. But when you look through their team, you know, a lot of those players are from, you know, you've also got the Barcelona defender. What's his name? Is it Ronald
Araujo?
Araujo, that's it. Araujo, isn't it? And
Araujo.
he's very good. He's been
Thank you,
really
Liz.
good for them.
Very
He's
good.
been, do you know what? I thought he was Mexican. I could have sworn Football Manager like 10 years ago he was Mexican. I don't know what's happened. Maybe it's a different one. He was Mexican. I swear it could be. You know what? I think
he got Uruguay citizenship.
I think he's got a brother. I think it's a different. Araujo.
Do you know that's happened, right? In Germany, the Boateng brothers, one plays for Ghana, one plays for Germany.
One plays for Ghana. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Jerome and Kevin Prince. Yes.
Yeah. One decided to go with blood, and the other decided to go with development.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then
where they were brought up.
For Uruguay's midfield, Bentancur at Tottenham.
Bentancur,
I assume he starts. You got Torreira, who's obviously at Arsenal, and you got Valverde as well. So yeah, there's potential here.
And Darwin Núñez up front, potentially Suarez in and around him.
Cavani's in the squad.
Cavani's there, yeah.
I'd suspect it probably would be Núñez and Suarez just behind. That could potentially be something of a lethal sort of combination up front. And they're another team when it comes to international football, they really come together. So another team to look out for sure.
In this group, I mean, it's revenge central, man. This is where Ghana have bad blood and they decide to slaughter Uruguay for what happened years ago, man. I really, really hope Ghana.
Do you reckon fight? Younes, do you reckon fight that match? That's a fight. That will be a fight. That's a
big fight. Not for Uruguay, because they've got nothing to really show. They just want to win the game. For Ghana, this is war.
This was a handball by Suarez and then a penalty miss, wasn't it?
Suarez is going to be there. Look, if I'm Uruguay's manager,
his last World Cup,
he's not playing against Ghana. I'm sorry. If Suarez is there and I'm Ghanaian and I'm in the team, forget the World Cup. I'm breaking your legs. I will get sent off and I'll go home as long as I break your legs. Huh?
He might bite you though. He might bite you. So
you might listen.
I'll take 2 bites. Here's my arms. I'm breaking your legs.
Another Suarez fight. Can you imagine? Jesus Christ! And then again in this group, there's no Chelsea players really to keep an eye on. Portugal have no Chelsea players. Uruguay, Ghana.
Leao to look out for, bro.
Leao is it's literally Leao or bust really if you're looking out for who to keep an eye on Chelsea wise in terms of targets.
Felix as well if you're keen. João Felix, if you want to be sort of bit fancy.
I don't think Atletico will ever release him from the shackles of Simeone.
I'm massively interested in this group, man. I'm so interested in this group, and one of the biggest factors is Ronaldo. I want Ronaldo to kill it. I want this GOAT to rip apart the World Cup and put a mad up yours on Man United, man. He deserves to do that, man. The disrespect he's got in recent days, not funny. I want him to absolutely annihilate this World Cup. And I get the feeling it's going to happen with a Ronaldo free kick to kick things off the stance. And he's going to whip one in. You know it's going to do it. You know, he did it in the last World Cup, I think, against Spain. Wasn't it? That classic 3-3.
Yeah. I honestly think Portugal are a team to look at here, you know. And we heard Ronaldo when he's got good energy and good atmosphere around him, the man performs. And I honestly think this World Cup, knowing that is his last, this is the last one we're going to see of Ronaldo and Messi. So I think they're both going to take it extra serious. And I think Ronaldo will give 200% into this, especially him knowing that he's not got a club after this World Cup. So he needs to find a club. He's going to give everything.
Ronaldo definitely starts for you guys in terms of he starts in the team 100%.
I think he will, yeah.
For sure, bro. This is not even a debate. He starts.
It could be. I mean, you got Felix, you got Leao.
Bro, they can all sit down, bro.
Has Ten Hag taken control of Portugal?
I know Bruno Fernandes seems to play better without him, just providing the other side of it, because he hasn't scored a free kick in a while. And also
Bruno can sit
midfield,
down too, bro.
Yeah, you could sit Bruno down for sure. I'm not a massive fan of Bruno anyway, but you got Bernardo Silva in midfield. I think I would play one of Ronaldo or Bruno. I don't think I'd play both of them together. Especially when you got Bernardo Silva, you got Ruben Neves. I mean, to be fair, outside of those two, Matheus Nunes hasn't been good for Wolves. You could say that Bruno has to start alongside those two in midfield, because the other options, I mean, they're decent, but they're not. Do
you know
what?
Not
that great.
That Santos, whoever, what's his name? The Portuguese manager? Something
yes.
Santos. He obviously, look, Ronaldo is the king over there. Like, he absolutely loves Ronaldo. Yes. He's sort of like his second man. Yeah, Palinha. Do you know what?
He's been brilliant. That's a shout. I forgot all about him. I just was reading the names there.
If I'm Portugal manager, I put a team to best benefit Ronaldo, because you know he's going to bang in goals.
It's a knockout competition as well.
It's a knockout competition. I put Ronaldo up front. I would probably have João Felix or probably Leao on that left side. Maybe Bernardo. Like, I would not even consider Bruno Fernandes, to be honest. If it means that it stuffs up the chemistry of the team, I would not consider Bruno Fernandes to start. I would have him off the bench, and have players that are gonna work hard to get the best out of Ronaldo, because that is, I'm telling you right now, Portugal fans, if anyone's watching, your best chance of winning this World Cup is you better hope Cristiano Ronaldo bangs in goals. I'm telling you, you take away Cristiano Ronaldo, you may not even make out of this group stage. Your best chance to get through, and I kid you not. And this is not a bad thing to, I wish we had a talisman like that. The one guy, like the days Eden Hazard. I wish we had someone we can bank on. You have a guy to bank on. That's Cristiano.
Have you seen him this season? He's not back. You can't bank on him. Have you seen him this season when he's played?
Bro, I don't count this season.
You've lapped up that interview. You've lapped up that interview like gold dust, like food.
Bro, have a look at his history. Have a look at his history.
Yeah, the history is the history, bro. The history is the past.
This season,
he has done.
He's
zilch.
But Matisse, let me put you.
He's been suffering. He's been suffering.
Matisse, let me put you in an environment where you are hated, when no one likes you, and they want you out of that apartment right now. Do you think you're going to be able to make content?
Damn right. I might make some of the best content I've ever made. I might vlog
it. Matisse ends up in a bus stop. 1 million views.
Everybody in the chat is so split. Some people are saying leave my Ronaldo alone. Some people are saying Ronaldo is finished. We will see what happens. We will see what happens. Do you know what I mean? We will see.
We will. I honestly think. Look, I don't think it's wise to compare things happening in the league domestically to a competition like the World Cup. You know, it's like when people compare, Premier League, Champions League, and whatnot. Like a cup competition like this is about result immediately. That's it. You got a few games to play. Boom, get the win done. If you get those results, boom, you're in the semi-final. You're in a final. I think luck plays a part as well. I don't think there's much to do with tactics, too much, because you ain't got time. It's a matter of just going and get the job done immediately. Ronaldo's experience is going to come key here, man. Key. I think he's going to have, knowing that it's his last one, I think he's going to have a good competition. I think he has more chemistry and more blend in the Portugal team than he's been having at Man United. I think the players around him at Portugal, especially some of the talent they have, that with Bernardo Silva, Cancelo, Neves, it's stacked. It's a great squad. I think Ronaldo needs that. He needs winners around him, or players of a certain caliber around him. I don't think he has at United.
Yeah,
they won the Euros.
Yeah,
I'm looking at Portugal here, and I think Ronaldo will find himself happier.
They got a great team. I do think he will be a lot better in this competition than he was so far. You got a great set of goalkeepers. All three of them could start. I know it's usually the Roma goalkeeper, Patricio, former Wolves guy, 105 caps, but they've got the new guy from Porto, and they've got Sarr, who's never made a cap at Wolves, but he's good. And and then you got Dallo, you got Diaz, you know, you got Cancelo.
Wow, so they got
Pepe
Cancelo
to kill
and
anyone.
Dallo on the right side, Cancelo on the left side. That's probably some of the best.
I don't think Dallo will start. So Dallo's only got 7 caps, but also Rafael
Guerrero.
Sorry, yeah, Dortmund's there as well. He's there, and he's very good going forward on the left hand side. So
he's good.
So he's a very good player. He's 28 now. So he could play. Yeah, they got a lot of good players, man. They got a lot of good players. The midfield speaks for itself. So yeah,
and midfield is dynamic as well. You got Bernardo Silva, Palhinha from Fulham. I wouldn't even disregard that. Matheus Nunes either. Like Matheus Nunes was probably the only player that was good against us when we played against Wolves. I recall him doing a bit in midfield and driving forward.
Nuno Mendes,
yeah.
What a player.
They got players, man. Yeah,
he is in the squad. Yeah.
Ruben
He's brilliant.
Neves as a defensive midfielder. I don't know if João Moutinho still play for them.
No.
Let me see. He's in the squad.
No,
he's in the squad.
Is he in the squad?
He's in the squad. Yeah. Sorry, not João. No, sorry, not João. Sorry, João. Mario's in the squad. Sorry, not Moutinho. Yeah. He's not in the squad. No, he's
Renato Sanchez? Is Renato Sanchez there?
He's not.
No, he's not.
No.
Why?
And I like him.
Why?
I like him. I guess he's maybe not playing much for PSG. I'm assuming.
He was a star of the show at the Euro.
Yeah.
No, not the Euro. The Euros? No.
I think was it not the Euros before?
The Euros before. Actually, yeah, that's quite a long time ago.
Yeah, when he was young, when he first broke through, and then he went to Bayern Munich.
Then the PSG other player, Vitinha, should be there then.
Vitinha is there, yeah.
He's another baller. He's another baller.
I big up Usman in the chat. Mourinho was in the squad at the Euros. Yeah, no, Mourinho played very well.
Mourinho.
Pick up Jose up front.
Yeah, I mean, in this group, Ghana, you've only got your Cobham representative, Tyre Lamptey. That's about it there. So yeah, it's gonna be a mad group. I'm looking forward to that one. South Korea is just really son. I think Japan are the main team from Asia that are really, they got a lot of players to look out for. You got the Group A. Group A may be the most boring, to be honest. I know Senegal's in there, but there's no Sadio Mane. So it's a massive shame to see no Sadio Mane, man. I mean, I know we've obviously got a couple players in there. We've got Mendy and we've got Koulibaly to keep an eye on. But obviously the attackers is what's going to get you the goals and get you through at the end of the day. And they don't really. I mean, I'm going to go through their team now, but Sadio Mane, I know, is obviously their talisman from seeing the AFCON and the great win in the AFCON, Salah versus Mane in the final and everything. And obviously he helped them. He's the one that got them through, really, isn't he? In the end, with his performances. But they do have a few players here and there. I mean, Torre from Milan, I think he might have played against us when they had a few injuries back there. You got Gay from Everton, Mendy for Leicester doesn't play at all. That DM that they signed a long time ago. You got Sarr from Tottenham, who again, I think he might be out on loan, or he definitely doesn't play. He's young. I think he was signed last summer window. Again, up front, Sarr from Watford is probably their best forward now that I can see, that I recognise. And he's played the most games as well. It's missing that sparkle of Mane, man. It really is missing that sparkle. Do you think Senegal will go through, Younes?
They can. They honestly can. But again, with no Mane, I feel bad. The thing with Senegal, on paper, you look at their players and you don't see superstars. You don't see anyone that stands out and go, like we're reading names, for example, from the Morocco team, and we're like, oh, okay. Like Senegal, when you look at that, it's not mind-blowing, but together, they're a hell of a team. Together, they play really, really good football. The only thing I remember from the AFCON and the way that they started, despite them going on to win it, but the way that they started was very flat. If they do that at the World Cup, it's not going to end well. I do think, though, the longevity of their coach that they've had, Cisse has done a big job with Senegal over the years, and he's an ex-international as well. they've got a very, very good dynamic. Out of all the African teams, I know Senegal is the one that's most stable. They're current champions. They've got a great blend. They've got massive amounts of chemistry. But there's no Mane, and that's the only thing. It's no Mane. I do still think that they have a chance to get through the group. Who else is in the group with them? Qatar, Ecuador, and
Holland. Yeah,
and
there's
Holland. Yeah, Holland are the favourites.
Holland don't have much up front apart from Depay.
This is the thing,
and maybe Gakpo as well. But
when you look at the other teams in the group, though, I look at Senegal and I think they have a chance to get to the last 16 here. They really, really do. Even without Mane, they do. But they have to start well. If not, it's going to get a bit sticky. I know they have to play against the Netherlands, but the 2 games after that, I'm confident that they can get results. So I think it's going to be between them and Ecuador to get through into the last 16. But they can do it.
Yeah. I mean, Miz, what do you think of this Holland team? Because I know they've got De Jong, who you're a big fan of. De Ligt, we were looking at. Ake's there. Van Dijk is there. It's a great defense. Lots of depth for centre back. Timmer as well from Ajax. But the goalkeeper, I think, is 40. I don't know if he's going to start, but you know, he's from Ajax. I think he's 40. The forward line is Depay and Gakpo, really, for me. Gakpo could announce himself. He's in great form this season with PSV. He could. This could be the tournament where he properly announces himself on the world stage. He's still only 22, 23. Been linked with Manchester United a lot, banging in the goals in the Eredivisie, but obviously, you know, we don't know how that will translate. But at the moment, he's doing his thing where he needs to do it. But yeah, I'm not sure. Outside of the defense, Malacia, Daley Blind, Dumfries, Frimpong, it's a very good defense. Frimpong's obviously at Bayer Leverkusen. He's been linked with us as well. Dumfries has been linked with us. There's actually quite a few players to keep an eye on here. But Xavi Simons as well, PSV in that midfield. He's been doing good, 19. But up front, Bergwijn, Luke de Jong, Depay, Gakpo, Janssen, Weghorst, it's not great. It's not great. Once they get through this group, because I assume they will, do you see much for Holland outside of that?
Do you know what? It's a Holland team that's going to be heavily reliant on Frankie de Jong. Like, he's going to have to run the show. He's going to have to be sort of like the KDB in the middle. He can pop off shots from long range. He can find those exquisite passes. He's got the vision. Can he, on a regular basis, you know, find those players up front? Can they put those chances away? I think they might do okay. You know, like, I know they don't have, you know, those days of Robin van Persie's up front and Arjen Robben and all those kind of superstars that they used to have, but with the right sort of balance, it's all about the balance. Like, as Younes and I were talking about that Serbian team, it looked like a lot of superstars there, but, you know, maybe not the right balance. I think Netherlands could just have the balance here, man. Defensively strong, in the fullbacks position strong, midfield not bad, and Gakpo, as you said, Matisse, I've watched him a couple of times. This guy looks decent, man. Gakpo actually looks very good. But I think the one to really kind of look out in that group is probably Qatar. Like, look,
could be. They won there.
I've lived in the Middle East for 4 years before coming to Australia, a long time back. One thing I'm going to tell you guys: money can buy everything, and I mean everything.
That's exactly
Happiness.
what I was
They can even buy happiness. I can't believe that.
More than you can believe.
You know,
more than you can believe.
There was already rumors about the Ecuador game tomorrow.
Yes, 1-0 to Qatar second half.
I will not be one bit shocked if Qatar wins that 1-0 second half. I will not be one bit shocked. I will not be one bit shocked. I'm telling you right now.
Oh my God.
Qatar is not hosting a World Cup and being, you know, the Middle Eastern sort of
whipping boys.
In terms of like the political sense in Middle East, like the powerhouse that they are. I will not be one bit surprised if they somehow make it out of this group. Right. Because money can buy anything.
We'll see, won't we, on Sunday? We'll see tomorrow whether Ecuador have been bought.
We will be able to tell.
do you think those Ecuadorian players, if they are getting an offer for 7.5 million each, World Cup, yeah, so what? We'll let that go. 7.5 million. I'll take that. Like, money can buy everything. I'm just telling you, bro.
I agree.
It's going to be an interesting game.
More than you can believe. More
More
money
than you
than
can
you can
believe,
believe. Ecuador, the only player to keep an eye on really is Caicedo at Brighton in terms of from a Chelsea perspective, of course. They've got quite a few Brighton players actually in their squad. Also,
Estupiñán.
He's been playing a lot recently at left side centre back, and he's been very dangerous. In fact, he got the assist for Trevor Chalobah against us.
Yes.
In the 4-1 spanking. So yeah, apart from that, I mean, Ecuador, Enner Valencia, he was at West Ham, now at Fenerbahce. I recognize him up front. Caicedo, it's not a star-studded team, but maybe.
You know what's the thing with these two groups, Group A and Group B, is that when it gets to the last 16, the winners and the runner-ups have to play against each other. And those two groups are not exactly stacked when it comes to the best teams, or, well, I mean, you're looking at the favorites. You're looking at Holland, perhaps, because you're asking about whether Holland can go far. There is a route, but there's also a route for those in Group B because they got to play those in Group A if they get to the last 16. So a route to the quarterfinal where things begin to get lucky, let's say, is there to take. So
100%. Big up, bro. I'm glad you won the giveaway. I delivered this to my brother here yesterday for the giveaway. It was brilliant. Bloody hell was that a trek, but I loved it. Do you know what I mean? I was like, this is quality, man. So if you guys want to get involved in any other giveaways that I do in the future, Instagram will be the place. This one was quality. Appreciate everybody getting involved. And yeah, like I said, it was available to everyone and anyone. I don't know if my brother was quite inside London, but I just said, you know what, I can kind of see him just around London, so we'll still deliver in person. Do you know what I mean? I was like, don't know if this is really within the zones where I can tap my oyster. I couldn't do it to get a ticket, and the buses weren't red, so I don't think it was really London. Do you know what I mean? You
weren't in London, brother.
Yeah, I wasn't in London. There was no tapping of I couldn't tap my oyster or my card. I had to get a ticket. There was no red buses. It was definitely not London, but it was close enough. So I decided we could do this. Okay, so we've gone through that group. Let's move on to, of course, England's group. Group B, a lot of players represented in this group for obviously Pulisic in the US as well. This is a big. Let's start with America because obviously Todd Bowie, everybody, let's do it. USA, this is it. Christian Pulisic, this is it. This is Christian Pulisic's opportunity. This is not his chance to announce himself on the world stage because he's already announced himself a long time ago. I mean, he's here, he's here, innit? He's in Europe.
He's writing books.
Yeah, you're writing books now, but you need to. This is your reminder. If the alarm clock was at 8 and the second alarm was at 8:05, 8:10, this is now 8:50, and you have to get up because you start work at 9. You're late anyway, but now you're getting disrespectfully late. So this is your last wake up call, Pulisic. This is it. Big opportunity to put yourself in the market. Again, just like Ziyech, I don't really feel like he's a massive part of Chelsea's plans. Or Potter's plans, just from the way he's been utilizing him and using him. I also think Pulisic needs a fresh start anyway. Definitely. I don't think he's very likely to have a great revival at Chelsea and, be this player that I think that's all gone now. I think for me, he needs that fresh start. But they've also got Raya at Dortmund, very talented player. Timothy Weah, only 22 at Lille as well. Got a decent amount of caps under his belt. Let's see who else is in this team.
McKennie, Juve.
Yes. McKennie. Yes.
Yep.
Tyler Adams from Leicester, from Leeds. Dest. Yeah. Aronson from Leeds. Yeah. Aronson's a good player. Aronson's a very, very good player. A couple players there from Leeds. And then
Sargent from Norwich.
Yeah.
Just so saying.
Wait, I've actually watched.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
I've actually watched USA a couple of times in recent times. They are not good, man.
Oh,
They are not good.
I've heard.
I'm just saying you're going to trigger a lot of people with that. I'm all for it. I'm all for
Jonathan
it.
David plays for
I'm
Canada,
all
bro.
for it. I'm all for it. I've seen them, and not even. I think even the US fans will say their coach. What's his name?
Somerville.
Belhalta or whatever his name is. Yeah, Somerville, another one.
Who is the coach, actually? Yeah.
He's not in the team. Somerville's been ripping it up. He's not in the team.
That's pretty mad.
What?
Yeah.
Bro, how was that shit?
They don't play good football, and they definitely don't help Pulisic. Like Pulisic sometimes is just stuck on that left side. So it'll be interesting to see how Pulisic is deployed, whether he plays on the wings, whether he plays in the middle, just behind a striker. But as you said, Matisse, this is a huge one, bro. This is a huge tournament for Christian Pulisic. I don't want to hear any excuses. Christian Pulisic, you need to be almost man of the match every match. I'm sorry. You're writing books. You are writing books. You have to be man of the match for every game. You're gonna start, so there's no excuses of I don't get enough game time. There's no fluidity in my rhythm. You're gonna play every game, my man, and you'll be captain. And just remember, your career is still going, and you've already written a book, so you better hold up to all of that now. Like, you better justify that book, man. You better. I'm hoping USA beats England. Really hoping they do that. So
whoa.
That's my surprise. That's my surprise for that particular group.
Whoa. No, listen. No, I'm not going to defend the fridge here yet, but Harry Maguire is going to snap Pulisic up.
I'm kidding. I don't think I want that, bro. I don't want my players to be injured. We've already got a lot of injury concerns, bro. Come on.
Lord of mercy. I'm going through. I mean, outside of Pulisic and Dest, there's not really anyone to heavily keep an eye on, maybe from a USA standpoint, Chelsea standpoint. But Younes, England, the team that you're backing, again, I don't really know. Maybe I'll be a glory hunter, and in the final, I'll start giving a shit about England if they make it.
You're always a glory hunter with me.
Yeah.
Every time you come into the fold, we lose.
People say why don't you support England? Because I don't feel it. You have to feel it. To support something, you have to actually be connected to it. You have to be excited for them. I'm not excited for England, and I'm not connected to England that much, really. I don't really.
Why is that? Is that because of Southgate?
I think it's because of Boris Johnson and Southgate. I think both
Boris Johnson.
I think with it, it's more political. I think it's more
very political for sure. Yeah. It's definitely political. I think these lot have not made me feel an affiliation to England whatsoever. So I'm just sitting here chilling. And also, what happened at the Euros did not help. You know, you've got three. Rashford, Saka, you got all these players that have a massive contribution to your success, and as soon as they miss some penalties, you start hurling racist abuse at them. I wasn't impressed with the England fans as well, tearing up Wembley. I just don't have an affiliation or connection with that group. I don't the way that they act, I don't like it. Now, in terms of the players, I want Mason Mount to win 100%. I want him to do well. I want a lot of the England players to do well. But in terms of England as a nation, if England win, yeah, I'll be happy for the streets of London just to see it get absolutely destroyed. But in terms of a lot of English people, the way that they carry themselves, the way that the arrogance, I don't really like. I don't think English people are that cool. I don't really like them. So no, I'm not really that bothered. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not really that bothered. I don't think they deserve. Bro. I don't think they deserve.
Bro, just back Iran, bro. Just back Iran, bro.
You know what it is like. You know it, innit? The English, it's kind of a thing of like, we're just gonna say, like, we're gonna do it, and we don't care even if we don't. But if we do it, we're gonna stick it in your faces. That's just how it is. And I think if we win, we're like, I see, we told you. And if we lose, we're like, we ain't bothered.
England, people say, oh, that's just the fans, but the fans are part of it. England as a nation, it's the fans, it's the team, it's the FA, it's the government. Like that is your country. Yeah, this is not club football where you can just be like, fuck the fans. England is your country. This is a you're backing the country. And everything for me that is within the country. So if the country is divided and the country has got fragments and massive parts of it that you don't like or even respect, then how can you really back the country like that? It doesn't really work. You're backing the country. You're backing the anthem, you know, the hold on your chest and sing. It's a big deal. You don't just back your country. Oh, you just back in because like that's not how it works. This is a big thing. You have to really feel it. If you don't feel it, then there's no point. There's no point really doing it.
No, what you just mentioned is true. It goes to the point why everyone always before a tournament. Why is it that English fans get into a big fuss and it's like, oh, yeah, come on, England, come on, England? It's only because of the atmosphere. It's not necessarily to do with, oh, you know, because of my love and affiliation with this nation that I'm ready to die for. I don't think that's actually the case. I think it's a case of, oh, it's going to be a nice party atmosphere. Let's hope England do well. Let's all get, you know, pissed and it's going to be brilliant. And the streets are going to be filled with flags and we're just going to have a very, very good time. English people are just about a good time. They're not bothered about anything else. It's just a case of,
I think Irish people are about a good time. I don't know about English people, to be honest. English people want to fuck shit up when they get abroad.
That's a good time.
That's a good time.
Listen, I want the national football team to do well. But I think there's definitely and I think a lot of people agree with me, which is why I'm not really dropping the point, is that a lot of people will feel a lot more pride and a lot more love for their nation than a lot of English people do for their country, especially people like me. So yeah, I think Miz is in love with his nationality, in love with his country, die for his country. Younes the same, in love with his country. Die. You think I'm going to die for this country, my brother? I will pack up my bags.
That's the point.
I will leave immediately, and that is the difference. Is that even the Irish, a lot of people are absolutely in love with their country. I'm not in love with my country like that. You know what I mean? It's like, it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? If I had to pack up and move, then I would do so, no problem. Do you know what I mean?
But you know what, Matisse? You're not the only one from an English sort of background that I see. I've seen many English people that feel the way you do.
Feel the way, yeah, absolutely. They don't. There's loads.
Like, you know, I love the English players that play for Chelsea when they're at Chelsea, but England as a sporting nation, I always want to see them lose. And I then become very political as well from what England did back in, you know, a long time ago in the subcontinent where I'm from, right? So I keep thinking about, you guys ruled us and tortured us for so many years. Do you know what I mean? So I can never, ever like you. I don't want to see you guys do well. I want to see you guys do bad. But yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you, Matisse. You're not the only one, bro. I've seen other like English people not really feel connected with their country. So
you know why? I think there's a big cause here, and obviously we don't want to get into this like deep, but the culture isn't rich here. You know, you look at other countries and it's rich culture, or there's things that you identify with that's unique. Here in England, it's not really that. Anything that was rich in terms of culture has pretty much disappeared. And it's not been held on to. It's not been put as priority. So as time goes on, more and more, the nationality becomes not meaningless, but it loses value. Bit by bit.
Facts.
I think that's the only reason why I said the only reason why people actually bother with supporting a country during a competition is for the vibes. There's nothing else to do. There's no one else for us to back, especially for the ones that are actually fully English. Let's just go for it. And that's basically it. That's basically it.
Yeah. I mean, we're going through that England team. You've got, in terms of Chelsea representation, Raheem Sterling, Mason Mount, and that's it.
Gallagher.
Gallagher as well. Bloody hell. Not sure how Gallagher made the squad, if I'm being completely honest. But maybe it's for tactical reasons. I don't know. He gives you a different type of option.
Southgate. Here's a question to you, Matisse. Okay, Southgate leaves after the World Cup. Thomas Tuchel walks in.
Hey!
Are you supporting England?
Now I'm feeling some sort of, you know, that emotional connection that you're talking about that I don't have.
It's the vibes. I told you.
Now I can take a little string to my guitar and I can say that string there, that's my string.
Maybe I'll become a British fan as well.
Right now, there's no string. Like, I mean, there's Mount and there's Gallagher and there's, but I don't want Mount to win it any more than I would want Thiago Silva to win it, or I would want Kai Havertz to win it. Like, any Chelsea player that wins it, I'm going to be pretty happy for them. But in terms of now a manager, like Tuchel, wait, now you're giving me something. Now you're giving me something to cling to. Do you know what I mean? That's something.
And how ironic it would be for a German to walk into the English job and start actually bringing some sort of unity. I mean,
that would be hilarious.
Mad.
Bloody hell, that's ridiculous.
I told you, we got no values.
Yeah. Wales are in that group. Iran's in that group. Wales, Gareth Bale still, Aaron Ramsey still.
Don't disregard Iran, man. Iran's another like a
really
proper team.
I've heard that from a few Iranians.
I've heard that from a few people. Yeah,
Porto player.
Yes, the striker. I know who you're talking about. I can't remember his name.
The guy who scored against us.
Taremi or something. What's his name? I think his name is Taremi.
Yeah. He's the one who scored
he scored the bicycle kick against us.
Bicycle kick. Yeah.
Last year. No, not last year.
Season. No, when we won it.
When we won it. Yeah, when we won it.
I think they also
have.
I was just going to say, I think they also have that Brighton player that scored a scissor kick against us. I don't know if you guys remember that name.
Everywhere we go, it's pure Brighton torment. Let me go and find this team.
This Brighton player that plays, I think he's Iranian as well. I could be wrong, but I think he's Iranian. I'm just waiting for the live chat to...
No, not him. No, he's not Iranian. There's no Brighton player in the Iran team.
Okay.
Tamari is in the team, the striker. There's a Brentford player in the team, and that's the only actually English club that's represented in that team. I'm not gonna lie, the only player I know is that striker that's plays for Porto because he's prolific. 28 goals in 60 games for Iran.
They've got a few guys up in their attack at least. I mean, they've got Brentford. Good. They've got Taremi. They've got Azmoun by Leverkusen. Jahan Bash.
Yeah, Azmoun's good.
Feyenoord.
Yeah.
For Wales, I don't know what to expect from them with Bale's out in Los Angeles. I don't know. I mean, he's playing, so he's going to be a lot sharper than he was. Dan James, Ramsey.
Looking forward to Ethan Ampadu over there. I want to see how Ethan Ampadu plays.
Yes, Ampadu's the one to watch from a Chelsea perspective, but I don't know. I feel like it's just a lot of the same names in the Wales team that have been there since the Euros when they made the semi-finals and lost to Belgium. And I don't know how much gas is left in the tank for another shocking tournament. You know.
Oh, but this is the thing. Normally they don't qualify.
Yes.
And this time they've actually qualified. So I'm thinking, is some sort of substance to this team now, perhaps that we didn't see before. That's why I don't want to underrate them, but I've got doubts too. Although I don't know where to stand. I feel like they have potential to make it through the group. Yeah. But are Wales going to be Wales and just, throw it away? It's hard to say. It's very hard to say.
Yeah. Into Group C, Argentina. This is what everybody wants.
Hot favorites.
This is what everybody wants. Argentina. I mean, for Messi, isn't it? For Messi is what most people will be. I mean, this is last World Cup. It could be. I mean, I'm looking at his age now. What is he?
I think it is.
I think it is.
35.
He's 35.
Yeah, I think it will be his last World Cup.
That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's actually his last World Cup. Ronaldo's last World Cup. It's the last chance for the debate to make your final statement and say on the matters, because after this you ain't got an international World Cup to go with it. Ronaldo's obviously got the Euros. Messi's got the Copa America. So they both won, which is brilliant.
They've won those.
I was so happy for both of them because they only just about got that done, both of them. So I'm so happy that they both. I'm happy that Ronaldo got the Euros and that Messi got the Copa America, because they only just at the last part of their career managed to snag those. Otherwise, they could have gone their entire careers without picking up any major international silverware. I know Messi's got the Olympics, I think, potentially, but now this is the. It's almost like it's been leading to this. You got your continental trophy. You got your continental one. Now, can you get the globe? Can you get the world? Because whoever gets the world, they in themselves and with their stands will believe conversation is over. And regardless of what your opinion is, whoever holds that World Cup and joins Pele and Maradona, you're gonna have to take an L in terms of conversation. That is a point that is always going to be used against you. So it's massive. It could be neither of them walking with it, which would be a real shame. I do want one of them or Neymar, one of the three, because I think Neymar could then propel himself.
it could potentially be Argentina versus Portugal, like because the way it's all set up. Because
yeah, I've just had a look.
Wow.
yeah,
That would
both
be
both
insane.
Argentina and Brazil are tipped to be first in their group, and if that's the case, Argentina and Brazil are probably going to face each other in semi-finals if they go all the way.
Can you imagine?
The only way you get an Argentina-Brazil final is either one of them don't top their group, so they come second.
Yeah.
Well,
I would love a Portugal-Argentina final. Ronaldo versus Messi final.
no,
Perfect.
sorry, no. It's a case of if Group C and Group H, if they both finish as winners as their group, the only way they can meet is the final. And if they both finish as runners up, then again the only way that they can meet is the final.
Yeah.
If there's a difference between first and second, then they can meet in the semi-final. That's the only time they're going to play each other.
Right. So if Portugal's first in their group and Argentina's first in their group,
it has to be the final.
Yeah, come on.
Can you imagine Messi, Ronaldo in the final of the World Cup, their last one? That what Piers Morgan said might actually come true.
Do you know what? It will literally the World Cup, I think, in terms of television views, always breaks records, right? It's the most watched event. If Argentina and Portugal go to the final, I think even the unborn babies are going to tune in as well to make sure that they're watching this event.
Yeah.
It's going to be epic, man. But I'm pretty sure Brazil will have something to say about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going through Argentina's team now. They got Martinez from Aston Villa, potentially starting in goal. I know there's a goalkeeper at River Plate with similar caps.
Glamorous team, bro. It's a glamorous team.
Martinez. It is Tagliafico, sorry, from Lyon. We were linked to him a while ago. But you've also got Romero from Tottenham, Martinez at Man United as well. And then, I mean, a lot of the defenses from La Liga, I'm not familiar with a lot of them, but moving up the pitch, Paredes, DePaul, I mean, had a really good time in South America. He's come to Atletico. He hasn't really kicked on as much, but you've got McAllister at Brighton there as well. He doesn't get mentioned a lot, but he is a baller. He used to play number 10 for Brighton. Now he's playing DM.
The name, bro, Matisse. It's the name.
Yeah, it's the name, isn't it? I hope he plays. I hope he starts. I don't know if he will. Enzo Fernandez is what Chelsea fans will want to know. They'll be watching him massively. And then the forward line: Alvarez, Messi, Di Maria, Dybala, Martinez,
Lautaro Martinez.
Yeah, and
did Dybala make it? I thought Dybala didn't make it.
Dybala did make it. Correa as well from Atletico made it, but I'm not very excited to see him. I've watched him a few times. He's not really that. He's all right, but he's nothing special. But the rest of them are pretty special. And Di Maria is still a baller. He's still very much a baller.
He is. Yeah.
A lot of people have been saying, Pochettino has said this. Quite a few people have said this, that this team knows it's Messi's team, and the way they celebrated for winning the Copa America was an indictment of that. A lot of the times in previous teams, we've seen Tevez, we've seen Aguero, we've seen Higuain, we've seen, Mascherano, even great player. We've seen a lot of players in mainly the attack. I don't think Mascherano comes into it. Mainly the attack for Argentina, and they want some, they want their headlines as well. Whereas this team maybe is more catered to, this is Messi's team, we're going to play for Messi. And if that is the case, and that makes them stronger, one of, in my opinion, the best playmaker in the world alongside with Neymar, then you've got yourself a serious situation. So I haven't got them as favorites. I do have Brazil ahead of them slightly, because I do feel like what Neymar is surrounded by is stronger than what Messi's surrounded by. But Argentina are on a ridiculous run at the moment. A really good run. Yes.
36 unbeaten now, innit? So they're not far from the record.
What is the record, actually? Do you know?
Oh man, no. Yeah, no. Was it? They're on 36 now. I think the record is 38. Is it?
Okay.
They could potentially be unbeaten, man. I saw a couple of tactical videos recently of Argentina See what you just said, Matisse, right? How
37. Sorry. 37.
How Argentina, their ethos is, this is Messi's team, right? This is Messi's
The last
team.
chance for Messi, yeah.
Some of the tactical videos that I saw, like Messi doesn't run in that. Like, he's off the ball, he ain't running around. Off the ball, he ain't pressing. He at times literally, Matisse, walks. He's walking. But every single one of his teammates works twice as hard. And they do it because it's Messi. This is Messi's team. Every player. This is why Rodrigo de Paul, you'll see him when he plays for Argentina. Absolute dog of a player. Whoever else they have in midfield, they are going to work triple hard to make sure that what Messi doesn't do off the ball, they are able to compensate. And I know Messi, and I've always stated this, right? He's the most unbelievable talent. Like, Ronaldo is not like a God-gifted talent. He's worked hard for that. Messi is God-gifted.
It's true, yeah.
And I get the fact he's a playmaker. He's got all sorts of artilleries available. But this is what I was saying. Argentinians and the Argentinian squad, they love Messi so much. They want to actually win this for him. Do you know what I mean? Whereas I don't know entirely whether for Portugal,
that's what I was going to ask you.
All the Portugal teammates actually look at Ronaldo the way Argentinian players look at Messi. Do you know what I'm saying? And I wish they did. And maybe it's because of Ronaldo's arrogance and whatnot. But
I think Ronaldo has more of a if you guys back me, fantastic. If you don't, I'm going to do this myself. Whereas Messi is more just like, oh, let's just go, guys. Come on.
and now, like, there's
Messi still got that you want to look after him vibe.
You want to look after him, exactly.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, Messi's got that emotional side where his teammates. I saw. We did that Copa America final watch along, didn't we, Matisse? On your channel.
Yeah,
like,
we did. Yeah,
we saw
Brazil
how the
versus
players.
Argentina.
They rushed towards Messi. They didn't even celebrate the fact that you won as well. Like, your nation, you won. They all rushed towards Messi. Messi was on the ground crying, and they all lifted him up, put him on the shoulder, and did a lap up. Like, that's what Messi is for them. Yeah, man. I think, look, Argentina, this is it, isn't it? This is Messi's best ever chance. They've been doing it fantastically. At an international level, as you guys said, the record, whatever it is, 35, 36, 37 matches so far unbeaten. This is going to be theirs to lose, probably. They're probably the top favorites, and then Brazil after that.
I really want him to win. I really want
the last time they won it was it 86?
Maradona,
innit? This is the thing. The culture in Argentina, I'm sure they know this is Messi's last opportunity. They haven't had a chance to win with a talisman like that since they had Maradona. And I feel like they have a big chance to replicate that with Messi, which they should. Realistically, you'd expect Messi to have been a World Cup winner with Argentina, like Maradona was with Argentina. I think they know it's their last chance. He knows it's his last chance. It's gonna be interesting. But as I've said, and Matisse will agree, I think Brazil are in their way. It's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be interesting indeed. Also in this group, you have Poland, who never perform.
Been them, bro. Been all those people.
Been them. It's Lewandowski or bust, but I don't expect anything from them. Mexico is who I expect to join Argentina.
Good team.
They're so hit and miss. They're good.
They are.
But they're so hit and miss.
Yeah, very.
I expect them.
I think World Cups they're good, but World Cups they're good. For some reason,
if you want to play
always
to watch, Alvarez at Ajax is in this team, and I'll be keeping an eye on Alvarez. He's in this team, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he can produce. He is the Chelsea player, I guess, to keep an eye on. Argentina, we don't have anyone, and I don't think we're linked with anyone either, to be honest. So there you are with that. Group D, a couple groups to go. France, Australia, Denmark, and Tunisia. We would have had a few.
France, Australia.
Kante and Fofana. Maybe, I don't know if Fofana really would have made it, but Kante definitely would have. But of course, we know both are injured, so nobody in it for us there.
Nkunku's out as well.
Nkunku's out. I was going to get to that. Are we cursed? Because Nkunku, I was really looking forward to watching him. You know, I was really looking forward to watching him. He's now out the team. I think he's been replaced by Kulo Meni from Frankfurt. Not sure who he is, but he's in, 23 years old. Nkunku's out. Are we even going to sign this guy now? He's out for what, 10 weeks? I think it is, with a ligament injury.
Ruptured knee. Do you know what?
Same as
like,
Fofana.
I just had a live stream, and some people straight, oh, man, stop being negative. I'm not being negative. I'm just having a discussion. I'm putting it out there. Like, if it was a 2-week injury or a 3-week injury, max 4 weeks, let's say.
People love to be saying this word negative for no reason. Like, should we not talk about the fact that we should sign an injured player, or do we want more injuries?
Matisse, they don't know the meaning. They don't know the meaning of the word negative. They don't know the meaning of the word reactionary. They don't know the meaning of anything. For them,
guys,
having a discussion
I'll tell you what we should do. Guys, don't worry about Nkunku. He's out for 10 weeks and he's going to come into Chelsea potentially injured in January, maybe. Oh, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It won't mess up his settling period at all.
Like, people need to deep this. Like, if it was a 2-week injury, 3-week, max 4 weeks, you can say, you know what, it's just a short-term thing. I'll get over it.
10 weeks is a long time.
10 weeks. That's nearly 3 months. Like, this is not a scratch on my knee. Like, this is a ruptured knee ligament. January,
it's a knee ligament.
It's a knee ligament, Younes.
It's the worst. It's the worst place for a footballer.
It's huge for a footballer, right?
Yeah.
Look,
that's what stopped
some of the
Essien,
people.
if you remember Essien.
Exactly. For some of the people that thought maybe this is an opportunity during January, forget it. January, no, that ain't happening. No. January is not. He's going to be out till end of January. I'm keen to see how he actually comes back from this now first. I need to do a bit of monitoring first. I need to see how he comes back to Leipzig. Is the pace still going to be electric? Is his technicality still going to be there in that fluid sense? Because this is not some sort of a water off the duck's back sort of an injury.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, just be a bit conscious about these things. It's not as simple as, oh, don't worry, after 2.5 weeks, he'll be fine. What if this is the start of more of these sort of injuries to come through? We just need to monitor a little bit. It's good that he'll get to play for Leipzig, and then obviously the deal is there. It's for him to sign anytime he wants, to be honest. So I think it'll be good to see how he does till the end of the season.
I agree. Outside of Nkunku, Younes, is France one of the favourites? No one really talks about them too much, maybe because of the drama always in the team, and I don't know. It's an interesting one, you know, Mbappe and the witch doctors and all these things. No Pogba, no Kante. It's not the double pivot we're used to seeing on the stage. It's going to be probably a Tchouameni and God forbid it better not be Rabiot, but could be Camavinga. I think it'll probably be Rabiot. I'm not going to lie. Deschamps is a bastard.
I mean, this is the thing. It's so. You're right. It's so muddled up in that French squad. And by the way, the whole Pogba situation, I know on the international stage kind of died out within France. There was a documentary aired about it just a couple of days ago.
Oh,
unbelievable.
Okay.
Unbelievable drama within that family. Holy shit. Like it's mad the way that is between them. But anyway, the France team on paper, they look unbelievable. I don't see them doing anything though, man. I think it's clear with Deschamps. I think it's run its course. I don't think the harmony is there. I think there's a little bit of ego within that squad as well that cannot be controlled right now under Deschamps. Everyone knows that Deschamps is going, and Zidane will probably walk in after the World Cup, and then we can start talking about France again. But up until that point, I think they're just a dead horse, just not moving, despite they look fantastic, but that's only on paper. I think when it comes to actually playing, we're not going to see anything from them, just like we didn't in the Euros. I think it's going to be the same story.
So back-to-back disappointing tournaments from them is what
I think so. I think so.
It's not good vibes from them. That's the thing. Like, I don't get good vibes from them. In the last World Cup, you could see there was some good vibes around them, and it's not a surprise that they went all the way. And they've got history of winning the World Cup and then bombing the next World Cup. 2022, Senegal, first game, I still remember. El Hadj Diouf, if you guys remember the Senegalese goat.
Bolton. I remember that game. 1-0.
And Papa Diop. I think that's his name, Papa Diop.
Papa Diop,
Diop, yeah.
Oh man, that Senegal team that ripped apart France.
I hope also that Giroud breaks the record. I would love to see him do that. Henry's record is on the line. It's only a few goals away. This super chat here is saying Bernardo Silva players playing for Ronaldo at the World Cup. I think Bernardo Silva always works his socks off, to be fair. Giroud to overtake Henry. Someone's already saying it. It's going to be an interesting one for them. I think they'll either do very well or they'll absolutely embarrass themselves and there'll be no in between. But they do have Benzema, Mbappe, Koeman. Individual brilliance should get them through, obviously, the group.
We'll get them through the group, yeah.
After that, we'll see. Australia, Miz? What you got?
Fill us in.
What you got? What you bringing?
To be honest, I'm going to support Australia, like being here for almost all my life. But I have to be honest, I've not been so connected with this Australian team as opposed to how I was connected with the German. Team K. The German World Cup. What was that? 2006. When Australia did a really good run and very dirtily knocked out by Italy. But the Team Cahills back then, the Viduka,
Harry
Brett
Kewell.
Emerton. Harry Kewell was just a bit before.
Okay.
I don't think Harry Kewell was on that one. But Brett Emerton, the Blackburn player, Lucas Neal, the captain, Mark Schwarzer.
Blackburn as well, wasn't he?
Yeah. Lucas Neal was Blackburn and West Ham, I think. Mark Schwarzer was there. So that Vince Grella, many others. This team, I don't know too many names, to be honest.
Neither do I. I'm looking at it now.
Going to be real.
A lot of players from Scotland.
Of course, I will be watching Australia. My neighbours all of them have their Australian scarf and everything, and I can see the lights, all Aussie lights booming. It's going to be a party if we beat France. I'm telling you right now, I'll definitely do a live stream straight after if we beat France. I will be live and I will celebrate.
I'm with you all the way. So, I hope you do.
Come on.
Yeah, it's mainly players from the it's mainly players from the Scottish League and the Australian League. I'm not familiar. A lot of players from Hearts in the Scottish League. Obviously, there's been a big.
I think Aaron Moy might still be in the.
Yes, that'll probably be the only person. Yeah, Huddersfield and Man City, isn't it? Yeah. So, but hopefully, maybe a shock.
Aaron Moy played for Man City.
He did. I think he came through the City Academy. Yeah, and then he went to Huddersfield on loan. Then he went there.
Oh wow!
Permanently. Scored a banger in one Premier League game. Can't remember who against, but scored a great long shot. Denmark, probably the other team in this group that could get through. I mean, I don't expect Tunisia. I don't know, Younes, about Tunisia, if they've got much.
Tunisia, again, they're like Morocco light. Technically, some good ballers in the team. They've got, I think, they've got quite a bit of a home contingent in that team. I think they've got quite a lot of players that play in Tunisia, because that league within Africa is actually quite a developed league. Just behind Egypt, I would say. So Tunisia overall, yes, good blend, but I just don't think the quality is high enough. I think as a team, as a collective, yes, they will play for each other. Within Africa, they look quite resilient, but I think throw them out into the international stage against some of these teams, they might cause a little bit of a shock against a Denmark or something. Even, you know what? They'll take the France game very seriously, because they've got previous with France as well. I look at Tunisia and I think, if that was Algeria, for example, we had to play France. It's a war. Like, and I know Tunisia have that to an extent, not like we do, but to an extent they do. And I know they'd want to prove themselves against a French team that we've just all agreed are not in the right headspace. So it's an opportunity, but to go 3 games consistently, I don't think they'll do it. I think they'll just miss out. So
you know what?
Denmark are probably the team. Yeah.
I think Denmark might come first in that group, man. Like, seriously, they're another one that plays as a team. Eriksen to pull the strings, Damsgaard, Christensen in defense, Mahel, I think, on that right side. Joachim Andersen, in defense. Is it going to be?
Is it Malier? Schmeichel. Schmeichel's been pissing about at Nice. I don't know if he's. I don't know whether Schmeichel's the same.
Did he even go?
He's gone to Nice, but he's not been playing.
He did go, yeah?
He's in the squad. I've got the squad up. But he's been messing around at Nice, I've heard. Let me Google his name. He's been messing around at Nice. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's stuffing around over there.
It's not the best way to prepare for a World Cup. I don't know if that's stopped or not, but last time I checked, he wasn't exactly behaving himself.
I'm sure come the Dutch team, Danish team, they'll come good. They'll come good, man.
But can Schmeichel turn it on? We'll see. He's definitely going to have to face the shots, so we'll see if he can turn it on if he has to. But Christensen, there's quite a few good players from Denmark. There, Janssen from Brentford, who takes the long throws. Quite a couple of Brentford players, Norgard as well, and Danesgaard as well. Is it Damsgaard?
Damsgaard.
Yeah. So interesting, very interesting. Højbjerg's obviously in there. Christian Eriksen, like you said. So I expect them to progress. And then, I mean, Chelsea players wise, there's not really too much to look at. We don't have anyone for France, do we? No.
We would have quite a lot, but they all got injured.
Yeah, so we have nobody. Group E, final group: Spain, Costa Rica, Germany, Japan. Very excited about this group. Very excited. Wow. This is going to be close. It's going to be a good group. Yeah. I think Japan could do something special.
Strong team.
I think Japanese football right now is on the up. They're definitely, for me, the Asian team that I look at, and I think there's out of that continent, there's something brewing in terms of talent. Young players coming through. I remember
Asian champions as well, Matisse. I think.
Yeah,
I think they're Asian champions.
Nakamura from Celtic way back. I loved him. The midfielder.
Kaisuke Honda, bro. How can you forget Honda?
Yes, Honda. Yes, AC Milan.
Nakata from even way back.
Yeah. So there's always been a few ballers in Japan. Yeah, there's always been a few ballers in Japan. And now you've got who's the guy that did he go to Real Madrid? Was it Quebu? Did he go to Real Madrid? What happened to him? He's now at Real Sociedad. I can't remember what happened there. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, some people say Quebu.
I think he went Real Madrid with Brighton.
Mitimo.
Yes, Mitimo. Yes,
yeah.
But I think Kubu did go to Real Madrid with Odegaard, and now in that crop, and now he's at Real Sociedad. He did go to Odegaard. But yeah, they've got a lot of players playing for top teams in Europe. You know, Frankfurt and Stuttgart and Brightons and Monaco. So it's going to be interesting. Obviously, Tomiyasu's there for Arsenal as well.
Yeah. Minamino.
Is Minamino there? Is he there? Yeah.
Good old Minamino.
Yeah. I like Minamino. Minamino is a good player. He's at Monaco. I didn't know he went to Monaco.
Yeah, Monaco.
Yeah.
That's good.
Bounced.
The reason why I give him a chance is because Spain are toothless. Absolutely toothless. They got nobody up there that I have any confidence in terms of the forwards. Obviously, in midfield, we know they got, and I know Miz will know Gavi and your Pedris, and obviously Rodri's in there as well. If they start him over Busquets, I think Busquets. I don't know if Busquets is even in the squad because I know he didn't take Ramos. He didn't take quite a few. He didn't take De Gea. Enrique very specific with the team he takes. I mean, there's no De Gea. Busquets.
Enrique's streaming these days, by the way, Matisse. He's streaming. He's doing content making.
Is he?
Yeah. Apparently, he's going to be streaming like throughout the World Cup. He's going to try and keep streaming, try and connect with the fan base, which is mad. Okay. I would love to see. I'd love to see more coaches do this, man. Stream and apparently he's gonna like let the fans know like what the team has been up to and whatnot, and it'll be interesting. As
That's
for the
actually
Quitters,
good insight. Yeah.
That's good
yeah,
insight.
Busquets is there, by the way. He is selected.
Simon Raya at Brentford's been brilliant. So is Sanchez, I guess. At Brighton, those guys are all in there. No De Gea. Aspilicueta is representing Chelsea for us as well. The only Chelsea representative in the squad. I don't know with Spain, man. They're just.
Can I just say,
Mm.
Morata got picked?
Yes. He starts, doesn't he? I think
he starts.
Yeah.
they've got no forwards, man. El Sensio,
It's amazing.
Their strike force is ugly. Yeah, I'm going to just say how it is. Their strike force is very ugly.
Not many, good Spanish strikers out there. So he starts. It's their midfield, isn't it? It's Gavi, Pedri.
Midfield stacked.
Yeah, De Gea didn't make it. Just for this comment. I just like to mention that De Gea didn't make it. I mean, listen, how you getting left out of a 55-man squad? That's insane. But then I've seen like there's no Sergio Ramos. There's quite a few players that didn't make it, to be fair, that are of high pedigree. So I won't dunk on him too much. Kepa misses out.
I mean, to be fair, when you look at the goalkeepers that are actually selected, Unai Simon, but Sanchez and Raya, they've been on good form.
Good.
You know what I don't get about this manager, Enrique? He doesn't take Thiago from Liverpool. He doesn't take Rodrigo. He doesn't take Rodrigo at Leeds, who is tearing it up at the moment. You've got no strikers that I mean, you've obviously got strikers, but I don't really think it's a great pool of strikers.
Well, Morata, Asensio, Ferran Torres, Pino, and Olmo.
Ferran Torres, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You could get.
But you know what? Once again, these guys, like, I didn't think they were going to do well. But in Euros, they did all right in Euros, man. They were smoking. They probably should have beaten Italy in the semi-finals. Italy were holding on to their dear lives, and they went through.
Enrique's a top coach. So.
Enrique's a top coach, man. Top coach.
Guess who the assistant manager is, guys? Guess who the assistant manager is? Fernando Torres.
No.
Oh my days! The bodybuilder.
Fernando Torres
man,
is
that's mad.
Oh,
then Spain are going to go far because if anyone plays badly, they're getting knocked out.
Bro,
in the dressing room. Torres will probably just like, because now he can lift. He could just probably lift that player up and be like, "What are you doing?"
Fernando Torres is the assistant manager of Spain. Oh my god, that's mad.
Torres to become Chelsea manager within 10 years.
Because that's mad. That's insane. So there you go, guys. If you didn't know that, Fernando Torres is the assistant manager. Nico Williams from Bilbao, indeed.
Who's in their defense, Matisse? Pau Torres.
In their defense, Laporte is in there.
Laporte, yes. Yep.
Reliable. Aspilicueta, Eric Garcia, Pau Torres, Balde from Barca.
He's good.
Good, I've heard.
He's good, Balde. He's good. Alejandro Balde. Remember, watch out for him. Remember the name.
Carvajal and Laporta and Jordi Alba as well. No Marcos Alonso. No Cucurella. Cucurella is still not even yet to make his Spain debut.
There was some talk apparently he might come in because someone got injured in that Spanish team.
We've still never seen Cucurella for Spain. Maybe he has made a cap, I don't know, but he hasn't made more than a couple caps. So no Sergio Ramos, no Jose Gaya from Valencia. Gaya.
Yeah.
Big absentee. And no Marcos Alonso. So a lot of big misses in the Spain squad. But I don't know what to think of them. They got a top manager, so that's one thing. But Germany, I know, Ms. I let you go on for Germany. I mean, listen, I don't think they're going to do damage in terms of winning, but I do think in the next tournament, they could set themselves up for a serious revival because Germany have got some serious young players in their squad that I really think might do a madness in coming years.
Look out for, not Kai Havertz.
No.
Jamal Musiala. Look out for this guy.
Yes.
Some of you guys may know this. Some of you guys might not know this. I follow Germany in the international level because obviously Bangladesh is never going to make it to the World Cup. And when Australia does make it, obviously I follow Australia, but since I was a little kid, Germany was my team. In fact, well before club football ever came into my life, it was only just international football that I was following. Germany, for the past few matches that I've watched, especially in that League of Nations or whatever Younes said, Nations League,
Nations,
whatever it is.
See how
Some
meaningless
League of
this thing is?
Nations. I
So
don't know what
League
he's
of
on about.
Nations.
They need to scrap this competition immediately.
And Jamal Musiala is the heart of that team, man. He is the most technically gifted player over there. He is the dribbler. He's everything, and they really, really look at him in that manner as well. Kai Havertz actually plays a lot better when he's in Germany. He really does play a lot better. It's not the same Kai Havertz that you see in Chelsea, but it's because the German team. This is the thing, we've said this about a lot of our players. If our team was stacked with ballers everywhere, then some of our players probably wouldn't be as bad as they look right now.
But they're the players that aren't ballers in the first place. For why it's not stacked with ballers.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Do you know what I mean? Like Germany on the other side, you got Gundogan in the middle, Kimmich. Then up front, potentially going to have Serge Gnabry, Leroy Sané, Jamal Musiala, Havertz, Muller. It's just, it's epic, man.
And two young players from Dortmund, two young strikers as well, bro. I've heard good things about these guys.
And these guys, this team is good. But my issue when I've watched Germany in recent times is lots of possession, lots of good movement. But you got to be able to, back in those days when you had Miroslav Klose, do you know what I mean? And you had Lucas Podolski next to Klose.
Yeah.
That was
shit.
Podolski and Klose.
Mind your language. We can't swear on this show.
Podolski and Klose were bangers up front. Absolute ripping it apart. Klose
was the perfect tournament striker.
Yeah,
perfect.
What a
golden boot, all of
right place, right time. Throw the ball to him. He doesn't even have to look.
Podolski never gets spoken about. Podolski was lethal.
For Germany, Podolski was oof. So yeah, that's the issue up front. Germany seems to be a little bit. They've got all this firepower, but they don't seem to be that Klose and Podolski kind of players up front. And even if you go back a little bit further back, I don't know if you guys remember this. The guy from Leverkusen, Oliver Neuville, he used to be German captain as well. He was a very good striker. Oliver Bierhoff, if you guys remember him. He was another really, really good striker. They just don't have that at the moment. So yeah.
No Tony Kroos as well, retired from the national setup. Kimmich, Goretzka, Mario Götze. I'm surprised Mario Götze is still in, but he's playing for Frankfurt now, so maybe he's doing his thing. Julian Brandt as well, Gundogan. Defensively, Rudiger's in there. Good to see him again. I'm looking forward to watching him. Would you play Saul, Miz?
Do you know what? Germany, the one thing I'll have to say, they play a very open game, man. They really do. They literally just play with two center backs. Everyone, because they believe in counter press. They believe in the art of gegenpressing without the ball, and then as soon as you lose the ball, when you have the ball, counter press, win it back. So you will potentially see Rudiger and either Sule or probably Matt Hummels, the only two players at the back, and they probably just hang around at the halfway line as well. So everyone's
not very quick, is he? Is he quick, or is he deceptively quick?
Is deceptively quick, and Hummels is not quick either. Rudiger is probably the one who's going to have to do all the running and save.
No Hummels in this squad. No Hummels in this squad.
No, Hummels didn't make it. Wow. So who are the defenders then? So it's Rudiger.
Rudiger, David Ram, Ginter, Callagher from West Ham, Saul.
Ginter's all right. Ginter.
Both the
Ginters.
Both the Ginters.
Ginter's all right.
Actually, no, sorry, Ginter and Gunter. Sorry, Christian Gunter from Freiburg. And then a couple of players that are, let's see, Schlotterbeck from Dortmund.
Yeah, Schlotterbeck is all right as well. But yeah, David Raum on that left side is going to be very, very electric as well. So look, they play very open, man. If you're potentially, the way to play Germany is just sit back as tight as possible and see if you can counter. This is what in recently Hungary did as well against Germany, and Hungary was very successful in catching Germany out. And if Hungary can do it.
Is Goossens injured? There's no Goossens. He usually plays a lot for them.
I think he is injured. I think
there's no Goossens, guys. Goossens
pretty sure David Raum should be all right, though.
Yeah, should be all right, yeah.
He's more than good enough.
Adam says, Kai generational talent. What is he even good at? Apparently, he's a generational talent. I mean, listen, in terms of critiquing winter periods for Chelsea players, I know we haven't done too much with that because we're trying to move on with our lives, even though it is in the title. Kai Havertz is one person I will stop it at. This guy has to have a big World Cup, doesn't he, guys? Because his performances in the Chelsea shirt since he's joined, for the money he cost, for the hype he's been given, is not up to the level. And Kai Havertz is coming into this tournament and he's got to rip shit up, because I'm not, outside of a nice little goal against Salzburg and whatever have you will, goal against Brighton, performance against Zagreb, it's not. Arsenal was, once again, Man United. These are the big games, and he's not performing. So,
yeah.
How big is this World Cup, do you think, for him, Younes, in terms of his Chelsea future? Because if he rips it up, that puts him in the market, and that could even lead him further away from Chelsea because he's still yet to deliver in the Chelsea shirt. If he does a bad World Cup, that could actually mean we keep him longer. Maybe the rest of the world will be like, maybe we don't want this player.
Well, this is the thing. Like, regardless how it ends up for Chelsea, for him, he needs to have a big World Cup, because then we're able to differentiate how Havertz plays when he's at Chelsea compared to when he's at Germany. With different players around him, does he shine? Does he find more space? Does he find more freedom? Does it suit his style? You can get more confirmation when it comes to those points as to why maybe he's struggling at Chelsea. If he has a big World Cup with Germany and shows what he can really do. If he doesn't, and he just doesn't hit form at all with Germany, well, people are going to have doubts about his ability all round. At that point, they're going to go, okay, was it all just hype? Is he actually as good as people think? Is it beginning to die down now, even at a young age like he is? For his sake, he needs a big World Cup. And even if it means that his value goes up, cool, happy days, because he's still our player. We don't have to negotiate with anyone if we don't want to, but it will answer questions. I think this World Cup's going to tell us a lot about Kai Havertz in terms of his ability and what he can do as compared to how he just plays at Chelsea. So I think we're going to learn a lot about Kai Havertz in this World Cup, for good or for bad.
Yeah. And also, his best friend, Mason Mount, for England, would you start him in that midfield? Because I have Maddison in my head for a starting position next to Bellingham and Declan Rice. What about you, Younes?
Yeah. I mean, that's not going to happen.
No, it's not.
We know.
I mean, the only thing for Maddison's obviously picking up an injury, which doesn't help. He hasn't been training, I don't think. But if we're picking the strongest England midfield, that's the midfield I'd go with at the moment.
100% in terms of ability. And this is the thing: if Southgate is to let England go forward, if he's going to give them some sort of license, then Maddison in front of those two is perfect, because it's a creative outlet. And it frees up the wings. You have two nice midfielders in behind that are going to protect. It's perfect for England. But I do think that Southgate being Southgate, Mount's going to play every game. We're not going to play in a back four. We're going to go to a back three. We're going to have the normal standard sort of defensive counter-attacking kind of way, instead to let England actually go out and attack. And it's probably going to hold us back a little bit. Maybe even if we make a quarter or a semi-final, he'll get praised for it and then he'll leave the job.
There you go. It's true. He'll get another. He's already got a station named after him. Maybe we'll get a bus stop next. Does well. So yeah,
but I do expect Mount to play and not Maddison first, at least. Yeah.
He has been playing right wing last 2 years, I know, but Saka's going to play right wing, and I think Maddison's more than capable of playing the number 10. So that's why I'd have him there. He's not going to play ahead of Saka at right wing. For me personally, I think it would mess up the balance of the team with who the right back is, most likely. Next England manager, Tuchel for me. perfect tournament cup manager, perfect tournament manager. So yeah, that would be my pick, and I think everybody. Miss, would you like Tuchel as well?
I think he's the strong favorite because with Southgate, this is it. Whether he wins the World Cup or not, this is it. Like, he's leaving. That's the word.
So, yeah.
So I think it's gonna be Tuchel for England. So
and no Timo Werner. No Timo Werner in the
no
German team as well.
Yeah.
All right, let's do some quick predictions. Let's go with the top goal scorer. Who do you guys think the top goal scorer will be? I'll let you go first, Ms.
Top goal scorer. Who are some of the strikers around? Top goal scorer. Yeah, how can I forget? Cristiano. Yeah, do you know what? Cristiano Ronaldo, top goal scorer. Yes.
Thank you. What about you?
Thank you for that.
Jesus Christ. What about you, Younes?
For me, Harry Kane.
Oh, boo.
No, I'm kidding. Top goal scorer. I want to say, funnily enough, you know what? I think it's going to be between maybe Messi, Neymar, and Ronaldo. If I'm being real, one of them. Because I do think Portugal can go far. I think Brazil and Argentina are the favourites, which means that they're going to go the longest, which means I think there's going to be the more goals. And I think when you're looking at who's going to score for those two teams, primarily, probably Messi, probably Neymar. Don't know whether it's going to be a Jesus or a Richarlison, or for Argentina, a Martinez, or maybe.
You know,
but yeah,
I'm changing mine. I think I'm going with Vinicius. I forgot Vinicius Junior. Man, I think he's going to score a lot of goals. Yeah, Vinicius Junior will score goals. It's probably going to be my golden boot.
Especially with Neymar as your playmaker as well.
Yeah.
Who do you guys think will win the Golden Glove?
Who starts for Brazil? Alisson or
Alisson? Alisson, definitely. Alisson.
Then Alisson.
You have Martinez at Argentina, obviously.
Probably go with Martinez.
Definitely in for a shot as well.
Yeah, Argentina will be strong defensively.
There you go. The Ghana Juju strong to go past the group stage. Kudos, Party, Rahman. I don't know about Baba Rahman, to be fair. He plays for Reading on loan from Chelsea. He is in the squad though. Lamptey. So actually a Chelsea player, literally we have to keep an eye on. Ayu, Solusu, Africa's Hope, given 2010 vibes, Uruguay revenge. Listen, bro, I would love nothing more for an African nation to get far, especially when Jamaica's not in it. So I would love it, but I don't know. I feel like which group they've got Uruguay. It's gonna be tough. You definitely need to go in with the revenge factor. You need to go in with your head being hot, because Uruguay.
Beat Uruguay, you got a chance.
Yeah, they got a good team, Uruguay. Who's gonna win it, boys? Who's gonna win it?
Wow.
Final prediction.
I would love to see Germany lift it one more time. I saw it. I was only 5, 1990. I saw that. 2014 was epic. And it will be great to see Germany, but I don't think it will be. I think it's between Brazil and Argentina. I think it might just be Argentina, man. I think Messi fans to rejoice.
There you go. Okay.
Well, I was going to say, Samuel Eto'o thinks Cameroon-Morocco is going to be the final. He actually said that, by the way. Just saying.
Good on him.
There's that.
He also thinks he's better than Thierry Henry. So
yeah. So there's that.
Yeah.
There's that. And listen, Eto'o was an incredible striker. But Thierry Henry was a better footballer, an incredible footballer.
100%.
Not only a striker, a playmaker, a winger, a skillman. Yeah, it's not a competition for me.
In terms of who's going to win the World Cup, I mean, no one else brought a bag. You know, Declan Rice walked in with an empty bag just for it. You know, no one's that prepared. We are, so it's coming home, lads.
No, I can't believe I'm going to have to hear to this for the next few weeks from Younes. This thing we had to endure during Euros as well. Oh, I can't bear this guy, man. I stopped watching Younes' video, by the way. I can't stand it. All these England prop that he does. Oh.
No, I'll be honest. I'm going Brazil.
Okay, Brazil. All right. Well, listen, guys. Make sure you smash up the likes button. To the person who kept spamming, where am I from? I'm born in London, Jamaican roots, and for me, Miz and Younes, this is our last show until after Christmas, when the festive period is over and the Chelsea games return. So we look forward to doing that. Maybe a preview to the Boxing Day game. Maybe it depends, because obviously festive period. I know the boys are going to be busy with family and whatnot, so we'll have to see. But after Christmas, then when the Chelsea games are definitely, we're in and amongst the games have been played, then we'll be back. And yeah, for me, it will just be World Cup content now and FIFA career mode as well. I've got a preview to drop, predictions to drop, FIFA streams to do to try and get top 4, because it's looking very realistic right now. We're currently 6th in the league, just like the real Chelsea probably will be.
You're doing better.
Yeah, I had a shocking start to the season like this, Chelsea, and then I had to have a massive clear out in the January transfer window. A massive clear out, like more than you can believe, guys. More than you can believe. I cleared out this team from top to bottom. I ripped this team up. And now suddenly we're starting to get some wins on the board, but it might be too late. It probably is too late. And yeah, there's a lot coming up on the channel. I've ordered some props as well for the World Cup. I've got my yellow and red card on my whistle, but I won't be needing that. It's more going to be other props. Miz, let them know where to find you. Pleasure as always. Absolute pleasure. And say goodbye to the people, I guess.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit strange, but I think well-earned rest for all of us. As you said, 2 years running. Incredible to even think that we've stayed together. I don't think many people stayed together that long on a particular show together that long. Yeah. So it's fantastic. Yeah, the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen, follow, subscribe, whatever you need to do. My sort of direction in the World Cup period is literally going to be following Chelsea players that are participating in the World Cup. So not going to get too much previews. I'm not going to do too many previews. I'm either going to do reactions post-match where Chelsea players are playing and how they've performed. And any blockbuster matches, obviously, Germany, whenever they're playing. Maybe in Australia, and if Australia doesn't upset, you may see me come out wild. Hakim Ziyech, Morocco, definitely. So yeah, that's what you can expect. Probably not too many watch-alongs, here and there, maybe, but that's what's going to happen.
There you go. Younes, let them know where to find you, bro. Pleasure as always.
Yeah, man. And honestly, I hope everyone has a good break. I hope everyone enjoys the World Cup. Yeah, it's been a pleasure with all of this and what we do. Looking forward to us coming back after the World Cup's done, and hopefully Chelsea wake up and we can resume all of that. But for now, put it on the back burner, put it on the shelf. You don't need to think about Chelsea. Yeah, forget it. Right? Have a break. Give yourself some nice, well-earned peace with your minds. Because Chelsea are not going to give you that. So, yeah, World Cup's going to be interesting. On my channel, it's mainly going to be World Cup content, unless if there's big news that pops up from time to time at club level, then I'll give my thoughts. But previews of each day to a World Cup will be given the day before that those teams play, and the review of each day will be at the end of each day. And I'll give a summary of that day's happenings. And my Chelsea content will shift over to England, so I'll be focusing on England where I can. But apart from that, I'll be giving my thoughts as the World Cup goes on each day, and I'll give my thoughts for my previews and my reviews. So that's basically it, up until when the World Cup ends, and then we bring back Chelsea.
There you go. Guys, make sure you smash up the likes. Let's get up to 200. For me, obviously, I will see you later on, probably today, with another video. We're gonna cover, I think, 11 group stage games in terms of watch-alongs. The other ones will obviously, I'll be doing it split with DR. I'll be hosting on DR Sports there for the watch-alongs. But there'll be daily roundup videos as well. And yeah, like I said, there's going to be a lot of content covering all of the Chelsea players extensively, and then some of those other games as well. So until next time, big up your damn selves. And I guess in terms of this panel, we'll see you after Christmas and the rest of the panels as well. In a bit, people. Peace.
Bye.